All right, guys, it is 6:01, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. This class is gonna be all about releasing stress. So if you are a stress ball, I feel you. So let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna be on our backs, so lying in Shavasana. Get yourself as comfy as possible. Maybe you have your hands over your arms over your head if you want a bit of a shoulder opener. And also make sure you are muted. And either soften the gaze or flutter the eyes closed as you begin to settle in. You know, our bodies have a way to reacting to the world around us and within us in many different ways. Our bodies act like sponges. They can soak up healing energy, or they can absorb and trap the negative energy of stress and tension. And some of us are so used to keeping our bodies tense and bound up, we don't even notice how much they hurt, how strained and tight our muscles are. So just connect with your body here as you begin to settle in. Just day-to-day breath as you inhale and exhale through your nose. Feeling any sensations, any holdings, any tightness in the body. As well as feeling into your mood, feeling into our emotions and just acknowledging whatever's being felt and letting be. Just feeling how we are with awareness and acknowledging whatever there is to be felt. And then start to bring all of your awareness to your breath. Expanding in the abdomen as you inhale, and then falling as you exhale. Breathing in and breathing out with awareness. Just feeling the rise and the fall of the abdomen. And if at any point during class your mind starts to wander off, just compassionately bring your mind back to the breath and the rise and the fall of the abdomen. Again, breathing in and breathing out with awareness. Slowing our lives down, taking it one inhalation and one exhalation at a time. Take one deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, open your mouth side out. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, release it out. Slowly begin to take some small, gentle movements in your body. Maybe as you wiggle the toes and you wiggle the fingers. Maybe you rock the head from side to side. And maybe you take your hands overhead for a good morning stretch as you tense everything up. And then release it down to your mat. And then slowly begin to start rolling over onto your belly. Head facing down. You're gonna take the palms of the hands farther than shoulder distance here, and then tent up your fingers as if you have like a cupcake under your hand and you don't wanna smush it. On the inhale, bring the chest and lift the gaze up. As you exhale, bring it right back down. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the heart up. Gaze comes up. Exhale, release it down. Do a few more with your breath at your pace. Just waking up the spine here, the back, the shoulders. And then next time, as you inhale, hold it here at the top, and then slowly bring your left shoulder down, and then your gaze comes up to the right, up towards the ceiling. Inhale, come back through center. As you exhale, right shoulder comes down towards the earth, gaze comes up towards the left, up towards the ceiling. Inhale, back through center, releasing your chest down. Inhale, rise up. Again, dropping the left shoulder down to the earth, taking your gaze up towards the right. Back through center, dropping the right shoulder, lift your gaze up towards the left. And slowly releasing it down back through center. Go ahead, take your hands out to a T, and then rest your right cheek down towards the mat. Coming into a twist and a shoulder opener here. Begin to take the left foot up off the ground, and then you're gonna bring it across the right foot, or the right leg. Coming into a nice little gentle twist here. If you want a little bit more of a shoulder opener, you're gonna take that left hand, and you're gonna bring it behind your back and see if both hands can clasp. And then take your gaze up towards the ceiling. Continuing to bring that awareness to your breath, opening up, creating space within the body. Taking one big deep breath in. And as you exhale, release, come back through center. Go ahead, flip your cheek over to the left. And then take that right leg up and over the left leg. And again, if you want a nice little shoulder opener, something a little bit deeper, maybe you take that right hand behind your back and you clasp the fingertips together. Taking one more big deep breath here. And as you exhale, if you have the bind, release the bind, coming back through center. And then from here, slowly coming onto the palms of the hands, press yourself up into a tabletop, and then toes come together, knees come out wide, coming into a child's pose. Pressing down through the palms of the hands, lifting the elbows off the ground, getting a nice little shoulder stretch here. And then bring your forehead down to the mat. And know that you are more than welcome to come to this pose at any point in the practice. As you inhale, come up through tabletop. Again, making sure those shoulders are stacked on top of the wrists, hips over knees. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Coming into cow. As you exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone under, cat. Moving through your cat and cow with your breath at your pace. Maybe closing the eyes here and just taking any natural movements here. Whatever your body craves, getting any little kinks out. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. And then whenever you're ready, come to neutral spine, tabletop, and go ahead and begin to walk your hands out right in front of you. And then you're gonna slowly begin to bring your chest down towards the floor, coming into a puppy pose. Trying to bring your chin down towards the earth, but if it doesn't reach, it's totally okay. Really lifting that tailbone up to the sky. It should be a nice juicy stretch. Breathing into the space here in the back and the shoulders. Taking one more breath. And then as you inhale, slowly come up through your tabletop, bringing the palms of the hands right back under the shoulders and tuck the back toes, send those hips up and back, downward facing dog, really pressing through the palms of the hands. Spread those fingers out wide, maybe pedaling out the feet as you rock them from side to side. Trying to get a little loose here. Maybe you rock your hips from side to side here. Any movements that feel good. Again, downward facing dog is always an option too if you want to take rests during our practice today. As you inhale, come high on the balls of the toes. As you exhale, melt the heels down over to the right side. As you inhale, come back high on the balls of the toes. Exhale, melting the heels over to the left side. Inhale, come back up through center. And then exhale, melt the heels down. Go ahead, take your gaze to the top of the mat and begin to walk your feet up towards your hands. Halfway lift when you get there, a little slight bend in the knees. Hands can come to the shins or down towards your mat, just making sure you have a flat back. As you exhale, fold it down. Releasing the tension in the neck here. As you inhale, big, big, deep bend through the knees, round the spine, plant those feet down as you root down to rise up. Inhale the arms up. And then clasping the fingertips, but letting that pointer finger and the thumb, releasing that as if you're creating like a bad sign. As you inhale up, and as you exhale, reach up and over to the right side. Gaze can come down towards the floor or up towards the sky. Inhale back up through center. Exhale, reach up and over to the left side. Just getting a lateral side stretch. Inhale back through center, nice and tall spine here. As you exhale, release the bind, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift to your flat back. As you exhale, plant the hands down, step back, plank pose. Bringing that belly button up towards the spine. As you exhale, coming into your first chaturanga here. So bending the elbows as if you're doing a tricep push-up, hugging them in toward your body, and then coming all the way down towards the earth, untucking the toes. As you inhale, baby cobra, as you lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, slowly tuck the back toes, come up through tabletop, and then send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. As you inhale, take your gaze to the top of the mat, and then walk your feet up towards your hands. Halfway lift when you get there. As you exhale, fold it down. As you inhale, rise up. Again, taking that clasp with the hands, releasing the pointer and the thumb, and then taking that left foot behind your right foot, reaching up and over to the right side. Again, gaze can come down towards the earth or up towards the sky, making sure there's no tension in the neck. Back through center, releasing the feet. The right foot comes behind the left, reaching up and over to the left side. And coming back through center, releasing the hands, folding forward, bending through the knees, and then toes on your feet wider than hip distance apart here. Let your head hang heavy, and then plant the left hand down, bend deep through the left knee, and then straighten out the right leg. And then take that right arm up towards the sky, getting a nice little gentle twist here. Again, if at any point you have tension in the neck, go ahead and take your gaze down towards your left hand. Maybe that right hand comes behind your back and hooks onto your left hip crease. Taking one more breath here. Exhale, if you have the bind, release the bind. Bring your hand back towards center, bending both knees. And now plant the right hand down, straighten out the left leg. Left arm comes up towards the sky. Again, taking your variation here. Maybe you take that left hand behind your back, hooking it onto your right hip crease. Creating space here. One more breath. And if you have the bind, release the bind, bring it back towards center. Taking a big deep bend in the knees. Slowly bring your heels in, toes out wide, coming into Malasana, our yogi squat. So hands come to heart center as the thumb knuckles press against the sternum. So you get nice and tall here. Bring your chest forward, so making sure you're not slumping into this pose. And then from here, go ahead, take your hands behind your skull. Trying to open up the shoulders here in the back. As you inhale, open wide with the shoulders. It's gonna be tough. As you exhale, curl everything in. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, curl everything in. 3 more with your breath at your pace. From here, you have the option to hang out in Malasana. Maybe you take a twist, so maybe you take that left hand down towards the earth, the right hand comes up. Or if you have crow pose in your practice, and again, please be careful because we are not actually in a yoga studio and you don't have a teacher around you to assist. But if you do want to work on crow pose, this is the time to do it if it's in your practice. So how you do that, you're going to slowly start to walk your toes in. So big toes come to touch. Knees are coming out wide as if you're a frog, as if you have frog legs. You're gonna plant the hands down, and you're gonna take tricep push-up arms. So the arms are coming in towards our body, not out. And then lift the glutes up, bend the elbows, and then from here, you're gonna start to slowly bring your knees onto your triceps. Slowly, slowly hinging forward, making sure your gaze is past your hands. You wanna lift the chest here, and slowly, maybe you bring one foot up, maybe you bring the other one. Maybe you can bring both. Taking a few breaths here. And then slowly, we're all gonna make our way back to downward facing dog. So maybe you jump back to a plank pose, making sure you're jumping back with bent elbows. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Nice job, guys. Taking a few breaths here. Option to come into child's pose. Let your head hang heavy. And on your next inhale, slowly begin to bring your right leg up off the ground. You're coming into 3-legged dog. And then bend the knee, flex the foot, opening up the hip here, taking some hip circles. You have the option to hang out right here in 3-legged dog, or you have the option to come into your wild thing. So if you want to come into wild thing, 3 little easy steps here. First, you're going to come onto a side plank, taking all of your weight onto your left wrist. And then you're going to take that top leg and place it behind you. And then you're going to send the hips up and right arm comes up. Yep, nice. And maybe if you want to open up your shoulder here, you take some circles here with the arm. Try not to hit this plant. Taking one more breath here. Wherever you are, slowly leaning back in 3-legged dog. Inhale that right foot up towards the sky. As you exhale, step it in between your hands. So option here to drop that back knee. Both hands are going to come on the instep of the right foot. Coming to our lizard lunge here. So trying to open up the hips a little bit more. So option to just hang out right here. Option to come onto your forearms. And you can toe heel that right foot a little bit further out to create some more space. Again, you also have the option to come up off that knee, wherever your body is today. Just meet it where it's at. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then on the exhale, go ahead and take that left knee back down. And then if you're on the forearms, go ahead, come back up onto the palms of the hands and come onto the knife edge of the right foot. And you're gonna take that right hand in front of you and then overhead to behind you, and maybe you take that back foot and maybe that hand can make contact with the foot. Taking your gaze up towards the sky, opening up through the chest, opening up through the shoulders. Taking one more breath here. And as you exhale, release the foot if you have it, placing the hand down. And then go ahead and toe heel that foot back. So your hands are now framing the foot. Tuck the back toes. Send that knee up. And then you're going to straighten that front leg, flat back. And as you exhale, fold it down. As you inhale, bend deeply through that front knee. Inhale the arms up. Good, hold it here. As you exhale, we're gonna take airplane arms, working our core. So as you exhale, you're gonna take your hands, palms are facing down, making sure that core is not resting on your thigh. Really engaging through the core, lifting the chest, lifting the gaze. As you inhale, come back up, high lunge. Exhale, taking airplane arms. Inhale, come up. Exhale, taking those airplane arms, holding right here. And from here, taking all the weight off of that back foot. See if you can slowly come into your warrior three. That leg should be shaking. Taking one more breath. And then as you exhale, as you slowly start to rise up into your mountain pose, take that back leg and put it behind the right foot. So that left ankle should be behind the right ankle. Inhale the arms up. As you exhale, folding forward. Doing a little bit of a different stretch here. Go ahead and walk your hands over to the left side, releasing your head here. Let it hang heavy. Maybe shaking the head yes, and then no, and then yes again to end on a positive note. And then back through center, and then walk your hands over to the right side. Again, releasing that head. And coming back through center. Option to hang out right here, or if you do have crow in your practice, you can go ahead and start working on crow with your ankles crossed. So how that works, a little bit of a challenge here. You're gonna bend deeply through the knees, making sure that those ankles are glued together, and same thing, right? You're gonna plant those hands down, you're gonna lift the glutes up, and slowly begin to bring those knees up towards your triceps and hinging forward. And eventually we'll all meet back down in downward facing dog. Whenever you get there. Yes, nice. Woo! Awesome. And let's go ahead and come down to our knees, big toes come to touch. We'll take 3 breaths in child's pose. Coming back to the breath here, taking all of your awareness on your inhale and on your exhales. On your next inhale, slowly rise up through tabletop, tuck the back toes, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. And then send the left leg up towards the sky, bend the knee, step, open the hip, flexing the foot, creating some hip circles here, opening up that hip. And again, taking your variation here, so you have the option to hang out right here, or maybe if you want to take wild thing. Again, how you get into wild thing, you're going to shift your weight onto that right hand, coming to side plank, taking that top foot behind you, and then sending the hips up. Left arm comes to reach for right in front of you, and maybe you're taking some arm circles here to open up the shoulder. Take one more breath wherever you are. And then meeting back in 3-legged dog. Inhale that left leg up a little bit higher. As you exhale, step it through in between the hands. Option here to drop that back knee. And then toe heel that left foot out. Both hands come on the instep of the left foot. Coming into our lizard lunge right here. So option to still be on the palms of your hands, or maybe you come down towards your forearms. Taking your variation. Working to open up that hip, making sure that knee is still stacked on top of the ankle. And then if you're on your forearms, go ahead and start making your way on the palms of the hands. And then toe heeling that left foot out a little bit more, coming onto the knife edge of the left foot, taking that left arm in front of you and then reaching up and over. And maybe you bend that right knee and your hand makes contact with the foot. And then start to turn your chest and twist your body so your gaze comes up towards the ceiling. Taking 2 more big deep breaths in, creating length in the pose. And as you exhale, release it if you have the bind. Begin to toe heel that foot back in. Hands come to frame the left foot, tuck the back toes, and then begin to bend deeply through that left knee. As you inhale, nice flat back, and as you exhale, fold. On your next inhale, bend deeply through the left knee, rise up, lunge. High crescent lunge, good. As you exhale, take those airplane arms, working on our core, really engaging through the core. Inhale, rise up, high crescent lunge. Exhale. Keeping your chest lifted, inhale, come up. And exhale, holding it here, nice strong leg, nice strong foundation. And then taking all of the weight off of that back leg, slowly begin to shift your weight onto the left leg, coming into airplane, flexing that back foot. Those toes should be pointed down towards the earth. Good. Take 1 more breath here. And then as you slowly come up and lift your chest up to mountain pose, take that right ankle behind the left ankle, reach your arm up overhead. And as you exhale, fold forward. Let your head hang loose. Taking your hands over to the right side. And back through center. And walk your hands over to the left. And back through center. And then again, option to hang out right here, or maybe you take another round of crow pose with your ankles crossed. So those ankles are glued together, knees are bent as if you're a frog. Same thing, plant those hands down, bend the elbows as if you're coming to a tricep push-up, and slowly begin to bring those knees onto your triceps, onto that shelf. Lift your gaze up. Nice. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog whenever you get there. Take it at your pace. On your next inhale, go ahead and reach the right foot up towards the sky. As you exhale, bring it in towards your knee and then plant that shin down, coming into pigeon pose. And go ahead and untuck the back toes. If this is too much on your hip, maybe you take a block under the right hip, maybe you take a sweater, maybe you take a book. And on your inhale, your next inhale, you're gonna lift up to lengthen. And as you exhale, slowly begin to walk your hands in front of you as you slowly begin to bring your chest down towards the earth. Breathing into this pose. If this pose is not accessible to you, if you're feeling any pain, you can come into a modified pigeon pose. So maybe you come onto your back, and you take a figure 4 stretch, and you draw the left knee in towards your body. Again, meeting your body where it's at today, not forcing anything, trying to release tension. And then on your next inhale, slowly begin to walk your hands up. And then you're going to take all of your weight onto the right hip. So if you have something under the right hip, go ahead and take it out. You're going to bring all of your weight onto the right hip. You're going to draw that left leg in front of you, coming into double pigeon pose. So that ankle wants to be stacked on top of the knee. Both knees want to be stacked on top of the ankle. If this is too much for you, again, maybe placing a block, a book, something under that left knee. Flexing both feet. And as you inhale, rise with your arms. And as you exhale, slowly begin to hinge forward as much as you can. Again, it's not about how deep you can go in this posture. You want to make sure you have a nice straight spine here. Creating space. Take one more deep breath in. And exhale, release it out. As you inhale, slowly begin to walk your hands up towards your body. And then go ahead and release your feet. Take your hands behind your back and windshield wiper the knees from side to side, releasing any tension in the hips here. And then we'll go ahead and take it over to the other side. So planting that left shin down towards the earth, coming into double pigeon on the other side. So right leg should be on top, left on the bottom. Again, making sure those knees are right on top of the ankles. Sitting up nice and tall here, maybe you place that block or that blanket or that sock, whatever it is, under the knee for support. As you inhale, reach up with the arms. As you exhale, hinging forward. Again, hinging from the hips here, nice straight spine. One more deep breath in. Exhaling it out. And then as you inhale, walk your hands up towards your body, releasing that prop if you have it. And then we're going to come onto pigeon on the other side. So taking that top leg and just swing it behind you, coming into your variation of pigeon. So maybe you're here, or maybe you're on your back in a figure four stretch. Taking your variation, breathing into this pose, finding some ease, some comfort. Bringing all of your awareness to your breath, to the rise and fall of the abdomen. And then whenever you're ready, on your next exhale, go ahead and plant the hands down towards the mat. Draw that knee in towards your chest. Bring it out, three-legged dog, and take some hip circles here. Take any tension out from the hip. And then bringing that leg right back down towards the earth. Go ahead and come into tabletop and cross the ankles and bring your glutes down towards the earth. And we're going to come into a modified straddle. So go ahead and extend the left leg long, flexing that foot. Bring the sole of the right foot into the left inner thigh. Reaching up with your arms on the next inhale. And as you exhale, taking your torso over to the left leg and reaching up and over again, making sure that your spine is nice and straight, hinging from the hips. Inhale, come up through center. As you exhale, plant that right hand down behind you as if you're doing like a little twist here. So left hand's in front of you, right hand is behind you. And then press down to that palm of the hand. Send your hips up, come onto the right shin, the right knee. Left hand comes up overhead. Maybe you take that left hand behind your skull. And you open up a little bit more, creating a nice little back bend here. And as you exhale, slowly release the body down towards the earth, extending the right leg long, flexing the foot, bringing the sole of the left foot into the right inner thigh. Inhale the arms up. As you exhale, turn your torso over to the right leg, reaching up and over here. Nice straight spine. Creating some length with every inhale. And then as you inhale, come back up through center, twisting over to the left side. So right hand is in front of you, left hand's behind you, planting that left hand down, sending the hips up, coming onto the left shin, reach up and over with the right arm. Maybe that right elbow bends as the right hand comes behind the skull, taking that back bend. One more big deep breath in. And exhale, release it back down. And then slowly begin to bring both knees in towards your chest. And then take your hands right out in front of you. Begin to curl the spine. And slowly, 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 without flopping down, engaging the core here, slowly begin to bring your body all the way down towards the earth. And then drawing both knees in towards your chest, give yourself a nice big squeeze. And then planting the tailbone down, grabbing the outer edges of the feet as the knees bend, hips open wide. Again, making sure that tailbone is nice and planted down towards your mat. Taking the hands, grab the outer edges of the feet, coming into your happy baby. So maybe stay in stillness here. Maybe you rock from side to side. Maybe you straighten one leg as the other one bends. Anything your body's craving here. And then draw the knees back in towards center. Give yourself another big, big, big squeeze and tense everything up as the forehead comes up to the knees here. And then as you exhale, release it down onto your mat. And then taking your variation of Shavasana, maybe you want to still open up the hips here, the soles of the feet come to Baddha Konasana, come to butterfly. Maybe you extend the legs long, right? The arms come up overhead for a bigger shoulder opener. Just try to get comfortable here as you bring your entire body down towards the earth, releasing. And then know it's okay if at any point you start to feel some discomfort, so you can change your position. And begin by taking a long, deep inhale through your nose, feeling your stomach expand completely, and hold your breath at the top. Allow yourself to notice any stress building up at the top of this breath. And when you're ready, exhale powerfully with a sigh, letting it all go. Again, at the bottom of that breath, inhale deeply, feeling your stomach expand. And as you hold it at the top, let any stress and tension build at the top of the breath. And when you're ready, exhale powerfully with a sigh. Feeling yourself releasing any stress. One more long, deep inhale through your nose, stomach expanding, holding it at the top. Feeling that tension builds. And whenever you're ready, letting it all go. Taking this moment to just be still. There's nowhere to be, nothing to do, but just lying here on your mat. Again, bringing yourself back to the awareness of your breath, of the rise and fall of your abdomen. Slowly begin to start making some small, gentle movements in your body, taking at your own pace. And by all means, if you want to stay in Shavasana, please feel free to do so if you need a little bit longer. For those who are ready, just moving your head from side to side. Maybe reaching the arms overhead, taking a nice full body stretch here. And then making your way over to your right side, coming into fetal position, maybe taking that bicep as a little pillow for under your head. Staying here for as long as you want. There's no rush. But again, for those who are ready, using the palm of the hand, slowly begin to press yourself into an easy seat, keeping the eyes closed and sitting up nice and tall. Bringing the shoulders up to the ears. And as you exhale, roll them back down. Inhale the shoulders up. Exhale, roll them back down. Inhaling up. Exhale, roll them back down. Bringing the palms of the hands to rest right in front of you. Thumb knuckles pressed against the sternum. Bowing your chin down to your chest. And then reaching right in front of your third eye center. Right, that middle spot in between the eyebrows. Taking a moment here to thank yourself for loving yourself enough to rest and know when you need to take some time to yourself to practice self-love. And thank yourself for showing up today. And I thank you for showing up and for practicing with me and letting me guide you guys. Namaste. Thank you so much, guys.